Welcome. I want to welcome those on Zoom, on Facebook, to our February 23rd panel discussion, History of Voting Rights in America with the Reimagining America Project. I'm Jennifer Roberts. I'm a former mayor, former county commissioner, and have had the honor of working with Reverend Dr. Rodney Sadler for the last 2 years on the Reimagining America Project. We are looking at race in North Carolina and in America and how it has harmed our systems. And Rodney, I'm going to turn it over to you to give your great explanation of how we got to where we are and how we're going to change the world.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mayor Roberts. Again, I'm Reverend Dr. Rodney Sadler. I'm standing here today outside of the doors of the Dexter Avenue Dr. King Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. In part, this is where one of the foci of the voting rights movement was. I'm standing just about a block or so away from the Capitol building, the state Capitol building, which is the place where Dr. King delivered his famous speech at the end of the Selma to Montgomery March. And in essence, this was in part one of the primary reasons for the Voting Rights Act being passed later on in the summer of 1963. As I stand here today, I want to talk about the Reimagining America Project. We are a project that is put together to deal not just with instances of racism, not just with the concerns of the way racism has been manifest, but we want to deal with the fundamental root issue. The fundamental root issue of racism in America is the idea that somehow or another we are divided into different races, that because we're divided into different races, some of us are entitled to greater wealth, power, and privilege than others. Some of us are, in essence, born to serve, while others are, in essence, born to lead. It is this concept that makes it fundamentally impossible to have America. If America is that nation where we hold these truths to be self-evident that all human beings are created equal, how can we at the same time be equal and divided racially, and divided so that some are better and worse than others, and divided so that some have protected rights to vote and others have their right to vote, their franchise perpetually challenged? I'm so happy that we're going to have this not hearing tonight, but this opportunity to hear from some historical witnesses, some experts who will help us understand how did this concept of race influence the way that voting took place in America, in North Carolina, and what's going on with voting today. So I'm pleased to turn over this conversation to Mayor Roberts again. But before I go, I have to say, I want to encourage each and every one of you to join this effort, to join this work. We can overcome the racial disparities that exist in our nation. We can overcome this unfortunate horrid lie of race in America, but we have to do it by working together. So let's promise to come together, let's promise to work together, and let's promise to deliver a better America to our children, our children's children, and to the future of this great nation. God bless you all.
Thanks for that, Dr. Sadler, and that you are certainly in the right place to be welcoming us to this webinar this evening. What a history.